listening to the Global Heroes podcast, The Deep Dive. We explore the stories behind the headlines of our uplifting news features. Don't forget to follow us on social and subscribe to our free newsletter for your regular boost of positivity. Okay, today we are jumping straight into the ambitious vision of the Circle of Turtle Lodge, or CTL.
Right. They've been doing incredible work for, 25 years now?
Exactly. 25 years fostering cultural healing community, all in the Ottawa Valley.
And their purpose is, it's incredibly clear, isn't it? Bringing back and passing on those traditional cultures and teachings.
Yeah, specifically for the Indigenous peoples of that region.
Yeah.
And they've already got some, real successes under their belt.
Mm-hmm. Tangible things.
We're talking projects that genuinely touch lives, like publishing Anishinaabe 101.
Right, and hosting those Anishinaabe Rising workshops. I heard those were quite powerful.
Very. A mix of traditional arts, moon ceremonies, talking circles. Really vital work.
But what really stands out to me, it's not just the specific programs, impressive as they are.
What is it, then?
It's the philosophy underneath it all. Their whole operation is guided by this Indigenous worldview centered on harmony and balance.
Harmony and balance.
Yeah, the fundamental belief that all creation is connected, and constantly moving toward equilibrium.
Okay, I see.
And that really translates directly into this core principle they talk about, all my relations.
All my relations.
Yeah. And look, this isn't just some nice phrase, it's a profound perspective shift.
How so?
Well, plants, animals, rivers, even the wind, they aren't seen as resources just there for us to use. They're relatives, kin. And that worldview, that relationship, it really fuels CTL's mission to restore that balance between people and, the whole world around us.
That philosophy, treating everything as a relative.
Wow. That's a powerful way to frame things.
It really is.
But okay, translating that kind of deep spiritual mission into something sustainable, like a long-term institution, that's a huge leap.
It absolutely is,
Yeah.
especially moving from being mostly volunteer-driven.
Right. So how are they planning to scale up to build that capacity? Well, they've actually put together a pretty comprehensive 5-year plan. It seems focused entirely on making their efforts institutional and long-lasting. Okay.
So this means things like moving away from just relying on short-term grants.
Towards more stable, long-term funding partners, I imagine.
Exactly. And professionalizing their structure, hiring key staff, and crucially, raising the seed money they need to actually acquire land.
Land back. That's significant.
It is. They're aiming for the kind of stability they need to meet what's clearly a critical societal need.
And that stability is so necessary because the need is just so urgent. We have to talk about the goal beyond that 5-year plan.
The Healing Lodge.
Yes, the CTL Healing Lodge. Why it's so crucial. These communities are still grappling with just this staggering weight of historical trauma.
Which shows up today in really devastating ways.
Terribly high rates of suicide, substance abuse. It's all interconnected with colonialism, cultural loss.
So the lodge isn't just a nice to have.
No, absolutely not. Culture here isn't some optional program. It's like an essential intervention.
An antidote.
Exactly. The lodge is envisioned as this permanent sacred sanctuary, a place where culture, ceremony, songs, they are the antidote. It offers that sense of belonging.
And you mentioned the land aspect.
Right. Establishing the lodge on land that's returned through a land back initiative. That adds another layer. It's a really profound symbolic step towards justice.
It's a huge vision, but the demand is immense, right? Brantford County alone has, over 8,400 Indigenous people.
With very limited access to these kinds of culturally grounded services.
Yet stable funding.
Yeah.
It's the classic challenge, isn't it? Still relying heavily on that volunteer energy, those short-term grants.
It's the bottleneck.
So to attract those bigger long-term investors,
Yeah.
they need to build trust. What steps are they taking there?
Well, they've definitely focused on strengthening accountability. They welcomed Elder Bradley Dreamwalker MacDonald, who's highly respected, as their spokesperson.
That's a great step. An elder and artist.
And they've also embraced something called Debwewin.
Debwenen, meaning truth.
Yes, essentially. It's an Indigenous identity verification system. Okay, so that's about transparency.
Complete transparency. It signals to potential funders that CTL is committed not just to the mission, but to really high standards of accountability, the kind you need for those multi-year commitments to build something like the lodge.
This connects directly to something bigger, too. For listeners, especially if you're involved in business or community leadership, think about the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's call to action 92. It specifically urges the private sector, all sectors really, to take meaningful, lasting steps.
Beyond just acknowledging things.
Exactly. Towards reconciliation, supporting Indigenous self-determination, investing in CTL's sustainable future. That feels like a direct, powerful response to that call.
So putting it all together, CTL has really shown what's possible over 25 years, guided by this deep spiritual purpose.
Absolutely demonstrated it.
So investing in their 5-year plan isn't just charity. It's investing in filling a critical service gap. It's ensuring a lasting sanctuary for culture and healing right there in the Ottawa Valley.
Mm-hmm. It really is. And maybe one last thought for you listening to chew on.
Go on.
How can that principle, all my relations, this idea of treating the wider world, including the communities around us, basically as family, how could that inform our modern ideas about community support, about investment, especially when we're talking about investment in long-term cultural healing?
That's a powerful question to leave people with. And if you are moved by this vision, this idea of bring healing and justice through culture,
if it resonates,
we really urge you, learn more. And if you can, please donate. You can find everything at thecircleofturtlelodge.ca.
That's thecircleofturtlelodge.ca.
That's it for today's deep dive. Want more? Stay connected with global heroes through our newsletter and socials.